Some dogs follow their owners everywhere, from the kitchen to the bathroom, from the couch to the hallway, sometimes so closely that you almost trip over them. Most people assume this behavior means one simple thing: clinginess, a dog that cannot stand being alone. But animal behavior science tells a very different story. When a dog follows you through the house, it is not simply asking for attention. Its brain is responding to ancient survival instincts, powerful bonding chemistry, and emotional signals that humans often do not notice. In other words, your dog may not just be following you. It may be responding to the most important relationship in its entire world. To understand this behavior, we have to look deeper into the canine mind, because the quiet footsteps behind you may actually be part of a biological system that has been forming for thousands of years, a system that links dogs and humans more closely than almost any other species on Earth. Imagine the life of a wolf pack moving through a forest thousands of years ago. Every member stays close, not because they are dependent, but because survival depends on unity. In the wild, separation from the group can mean danger. Predators, harsh environments, and food scarcity make distance risky. For wolves and early wild dogs, staying close to the group ensured protection and coordination. Modern dogs still carry this instinct inside their nervous system. Even though they now live in safe homes, their brains still operate using ancient social rules. Animal behavior researchers often call this behavior shadowing. A dog moves closely behind a trusted human, mirroring their movements. To us, it looks like affection. To the dog's brain, it is maintaining pack cohesion. Research published in the Journal of Veterinary Behavior suggests that many domesticated dog behaviors still reflect ancestral pack instincts. This includes following, proximity seeking, and synchronized movement. When your dog walks behind you from room to room, it may be responding to this deeply rooted instinct. In the dog's mind, the safest place in the environment is wherever the trusted pack member is located. And in your home, that pack member is you. There is another reason your dog follows you so closely, and this one happens inside the brain. Scientists have discovered that dogs and humans share a powerful chemical bonding system. The hormone responsible is oxytocin. Oxytocin is often called the bonding hormone because it strengthens social relationships. It plays a major role in the connection between parents and infants. Remarkably, dogs activate the same system when interacting with humans. A famous study conducted by the Kyoto University Dog Cognition Lab found that when dogs and owners make eye contact, oxytocin levels increase in both species. This creates what researchers call a bonding loop. The dog looks at the human. Oxytocin increases. The human responds warmly. More oxytocin is released. Over time, this feedback system strengthens emotional attachment. Your presence becomes a biological reward. This helps explain why dogs choose to stay close even when nothing exciting is happening. Following you around the house keeps that bond active. To a dog, being near you feels emotionally reassuring, in the same way being near family feels comforting to humans. You are not simply the person who provides food. You are the emotional center of the dog's social universe. Have you ever noticed that your dog follows you even more closely on certain days? Days when you feel tired, or stressed, or quietly overwhelmed. Many owners assume the dog simply wants attention, but dogs are extraordinarily sensitive to human emotional signals. Animal behavior scientists describe this ability as emotional contagion. It refers to the capacity to detect and respond to another individual's emotional state. Dogs read human emotions through multiple channels. They observe facial expressions. They detect subtle changes in posture. They hear differences in tone of voice. And perhaps most remarkably, they can smell chemical changes in the body. When humans experience stress, the hormone cortisol increases. Dogs are capable of detecting these hormonal changes through scent. Research published in Animal Cognition Journal suggests that dogs respond differently to people displaying signs of distress. In experiments, dogs approached crying individuals more frequently than those speaking normally, and they often approached with calming body language. When your dog follows you closely during emotional moments, it may be responding to signals you do not realize you are sending. In a quiet way, the dog is monitoring your emotional state, like a silent companion making sure you are not alone. Your dog does not experience your house the same way you do. To humans, rooms are simply functional spaces. The kitchen is where meals are prepared. The bedroom is where we sleep. But to a dog, the house becomes an emotional map built from experiences. Behaviorists refer to this as territorial cognition. Dogs associate specific places with certain feelings. The kitchen becomes a zone of excitement because food appears there. The bedroom becomes deeply comforting because it contains familiar scents. But the most emotionally complex place in the house is usually the front door. The front door is where departures happen, where the dog watches you leave. Even though you always return, the moment of separation still triggers anticipation. Some dogs follow their owners to the doorway and then stop. Others pace or sit quietly nearby. This behavior reflects the dog's awareness that the boundary between presence and absence exists there. From the dog's perspective, the doorway is where uncertainty begins. Following you toward that space is not random. It is the brain preparing for the possibility of separation. There is an interesting paradox in canine behavior. The dogs that follow their owners most often are not always the most anxious dogs. In many cases, they are the most emotionally secure. Psychologists describe this relationship using a concept called the secure base effect. This concept was first studied in human attachment research. Children feel comfortable exploring their environment as long as their caregiver remains nearby. Dogs appear to show a similar pattern. They explore the house, they investigate sounds, they wander from room to room, but they frequently return to check where their owner is located. This behavior does not mean dependence. Instead, it reflects trust. The dog knows the social anchor of its environment, and that anchor provides emotional stability. Think of it like a ship returning to harbor. The ocean may be wide and full of movement, but the harbor remains the safe point of return. For many dogs, the owner plays this exact role, not simply as a caretaker, but as the emotional center of their world. When your dog follows you through the house, the behavior may appear simple, but beneath it lies a remarkable combination of biology, emotion, and evolutionary history. A dog shadowing your movements may be expressing ancient pack instincts. It may be reinforcing the oxytocin bonding system between species. It may be responding to emotional signals you did not even realize you were sending. And sometimes, it may simply be maintaining the quiet social connection that defines the human-dog relationship. Animal behavior is rarely random. Most actions are shaped by instincts refined over thousands of years. Of course, every dog is unique. If your dog suddenly stops following you or shows unusual behavioral changes, it is always wise to consult a veterinarian or certified animal behavior specialist. This video is intended for educational purposes and should not replace professional veterinary advice. But the next time your dog quietly follows you into another room, pause for a moment, because those small footsteps behind you may be the simplest expression of loyalty in the animal world. A silent reminder that in your dog's mind, wherever you go is exactly where they belong.